I was 11 when I told my 10-year-old neighbor that I was a witch. Or a warlock, I should say, because guys can't be witches. Chalk it up to too many reruns of Bewitched on television. I told Jimmy I was friends with Samantha and Dora and Dr. Bombay. They're just a TV show, he said to me, squinting with skepticism so that the tiny wrinkles around his eyes deepened. Not those people, I replied. Those are actors, acting out the real witches' lives. I'm talking about the real Samantha, the real Endora, the real Dr. Bombay. Jimmy had the whitest blonde hair of any kid I'd ever seen. In summer, it turned green from all the chlorine in his family's pool, where we would swim unsupervised for hours, sometimes even days. Taking breaks for Kool-Aid and bologna sandwiches. I told him that the green hair meant he had the potential to be a warlock too. I would be like his Jedi master, teaching him his craft. How I proved to Jimmy that I was a warlock the first time. We were one of the first on the block to get a clapper, one of those lamps that turn on and off when you clap. My family was like that, the first to get beanbag chairs, the first to get a VCR. We kept the lamp on an end table in our living room next to the couch that my grandmother called the Davenport. I showed the lamp to Jimmy. He marveled at the heavy gold base, the silky white shade. I clapped it on and off. His eyes grew wide, his mouth open, lips shiny with spit. I clapped it on and off again. Told him I would transfer my power to him so he could do it. I touched the palm of my hand to his head. His hair was soft and his scalp warm. He ate it up. He clapped hesitantly at first, and I was surprised it went on. Then he clapped harder. Clapped that lamp on and off, on and on and off, on and on, for 20 minutes. I thought his hand would fall off. We played Atari, and every couple of minutes he would clap that damn lamp back on or off again and smile that stupid smile. When he went to take a pee, I switched the button on the lamp, turned off the clapper so it became just a regular lamp. Jimmy came back and tried to clap it on again. It didn't turn on. He clapped again harder. He clapped close to the lamp, right above the lamp, below it. Still nothing. Don't abuse the power, I said. How I proved to Jimmy that I was a warlock the second time. 2 words. Sea monkeys. Being a warlock, I told him, means you have the power to create life. Whole villages, in fact. I dumped the packet of crystallized brine shrimp into the jar of water and stirred vigorously, and pretty soon those ugly little buggers were swimming around on their own. Of course, I can't take all the credit. The packaging is pretty mesmerizing with its buxom lady sea monkeys and buff King Neptune-like guy sea monkeys. Will they get any bigger, he asked, his nose touching the rim of the jar. They might. Depends on if I want them to get bigger. We checked the progress every day to see if the lady sea monkeys had grown tits or the male sea monkeys had grown muscles. We looked for the hint of a smile, the wave of a hand. I'm not sure I wanted them to grow for me or for Jimmy. The water grew cloudy, the sea monkeys listless, sinking to the bottom. Jimmy's fingerprints on the glass where he pleaded with them to stay alive. The sea monkeys died within 2 weeks. Cursed, I told him. How I proved to Jimmy that I was a warlock the last time. I was spending the night at Jimmy's house. We slept on the floor of his room in sleeping bags. On the walls, he had Star Wars posters. A vinyl E.T. sat on the bed. We zipped our sleeping bags together, a satin and down time-traveling machine. I told him that Tabitha was a close personal friend of mine and that sometimes she visited me in my sleep. That Tabitha was no longer a little girl, but now she was around our age or older and really hot. I said that since I was training him to be a warlock, he would also be visited by Tabitha. Jimmy slept with a blankie. It smelled sweet like piss and oatmeal. And it lay like an uncoiled snake between our bodies. Now I'm 15 and Jimmy's 14, and we're in the same Spanish class in high school. I haven't seen Jimmy in 3 years. His family's machine shop business boomed, and they bought a nicer, bigger house about 10 miles away. Maybe they even have a clapper lamp. Our teacher, Mr. Franklin, calls his name, but now he's James, not Jimmy. Jimmy takes a seat, and then he looks back at me with that same squint, a look that says, I know you. And then he turns back around to the front of the class. He comes up to me after class. He's taller now and tan. His neck is really long and he's wearing a puka shell necklace. He must be a surfer, I think. His hair is spiked on top, but through the thick, shiny gel I can see he's still really blonde. He wears pants that look like pajamas, too big for him with lightning bolts and wild colors. Hey, he says to me, holding his Spanish book under his arm. You used to live across the street from me, didn't you? Yeah, Jimmy, right? Yeah, that's right. Well, James, he says, tugging on the collar of his t-shirt. He looks around the room, watches the last few students filter out of the door. So, like, you remember you used to tell me you were a witch and stuff? What? What are you talking about? A witch, you know, like that TV show with the blonde woman who was a witch. You used to tell me you knew her and that you were a witch too. You mean a warlock? I can see his collarbone and a wisp of white blonde hair peeking out from the neck of his stretched out t-shirt. Yeah, witch, warlock, whatever. Remember? You used to do magic. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you sure it was me? Yeah, it was you. Remember Sandra, that witch on the TV show? Samantha, you mean? I say. Right, Samantha. You remember? She was that hot witch on the show. I've seen the show, I say. But I don't know anything about being a witch. I turn away from Jimmy. I gotta go to my class, I say. I can hear him exhale. I wonder what he really remembers. Samantha and Dora, Tabitha, the sleepovers, soft kisses in the middle of the night when his eyes were closed. Tabitha's kisses, I told him. Soft kisses, warm breath, the smell of peppermint toothpaste, his arm around my waist like a seatbelt as we sleep.